I'm almost certain it's old. Oh no, it's like 2 years old. Okay, that's not bad.
Greetings, Royals, on this episode of The Royal Exchange.
Welcome back to my mouth. Hey. Guys, welcome back to my realm. Today, I would like for our affirmation to be to always trust in our intuition, because our intuition never lies when it comes to what we need to do for ourselves. The topic of discussion today is boundaries. And the reason why I want to talk about boundaries is because, man, for me last year was difficult because I didn't understand how to separate what I thought I wanted from what I needed. And not even that, I wasn't disciplined enough to discern the two. So to be honest with you guys, it's a tough subject for me because I feel like I can't really go into the story of why I started off not knowing how to enforce boundaries. It started off really young because a traumatic experience happened to me, and it made me uncomfortable with trusting my intuition, and it made me uncomfortable with setting up boundaries and boundaries that I knew that people had to follow, let alone myself. It's sad because, you know, when something like that happens to you, when you are physically or mentally incapable of protecting yourself, it messes you up really badly. And I realized that was a common theme of my life. It just started to become the narrative for me, where I would say yes to things I absolutely didn't want to do. And I would act like I didn't know what I wanted when I truly knew what I wanted, but I was too afraid to stand firm in my decisions. And I feel like I'm not the only one that's dealing with this. Like, come on, help me here, guys. I know you're dealing with it too. And it's a very tough thing to come to terms with, because for me, I know for a fact, had I enforced boundaries in my life, a lot of the issues that I'm dealing with would cease to be an issue. Boundaries begin with you. So if you do not have the ability to discern things that you know yourself you cannot do or do not want to do, or would impede on your progression towards whatever goals you have, then everything else will fall apart. And I'm just keeping it 100 with you. My main issue was when it came to relationships, or when it came to me dealing with the opposite sex. It was something that was super hard for me to actually have definitive like boundaries, but it's really hard to just say no. And I genuinely may not have come to terms with some of the things that I've dealt with in my life and some of the things that I've experienced and overcome. It's important that we do come to a consensus, or at least some sort of agreement on the trauma we've experienced. You have to sit down and you have to get real with yourself. What are certain things that you've allowed yourself to engage in that you didn't want to do in the first place? And I think that's where it begins. So if you can decipher that, then everything else should be able to fall in line. It's hard because you really have to sit down and get real with yourself. Like, boundaries have a lot to do with discipline. They have a lot to do with self-reflection, and they have a lot to do with you. Once you set the boundaries for yourself, and then you follow the boundaries you set for yourself, you need to actually enforce those boundaries through your everyday life. So let's say you're at work, and one of the boundaries you've set for yourself is to not speak on the phone at work, or not to mix business with personal while at work. Then you need to let your relatives, your friends, whomever know that when you're at work, it is time for work. And that's something that really bothers me, because like my family, my friends, they will just blow my phone up while I'm at work. And I had to tell them, like, yo, y'all can't do that. Yes, I love you, I care about you, I want to be in the know of what's going on with you, especially when things happen, but y'all need y'all to respect my me time at work, please. Thank you. If you are disciplined enough to follow your own boundaries, it'll be extremely easy for you to set boundaries for other people. If you allow yourself to be in alignment with the things that you know you deserve, there's no way in hell you'd experience adversity at your own doing. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of the things that you experience are because of a choice that you made for yourself. Like, you gotta keep it real with yourself. Accountability is very important. That's why I keep saying boundaries begin with you. If you do not get real with yourself and say, you know what, like, a lot of the stuff that I'm dealing with, a lot of the crap I'm dealing with is my own doing by cause and effect, or because I chose to put myself in that certain predicament, then you're not gonna get anywhere as far as setting boundaries for yourself, and you're not gonna get anywhere as far as making your life experience better. Honestly, when you really truly have a strong foundation and knowledge of self, which takes a lifetime, honestly, but once you get into the know of the things that you like and the things that you don't like, and understand that that can change and it's contingent upon where you are in your life, then you're good. But until you're there, you're gonna continue to experience adversity at your own doing. Yes, of course, we go through things that have nothing to do with us, but at the same time, a lot of the things that we go through are because of a choice we made. So Royals, thank you so much for joining me. I see y'all notice the difference. I got my hair locked. Ooh. We'll talk about that in another video though, but I'm so glad y'all watched, and I look forward to speaking to y'all soon. Bye bye.